guys. I miss you and I miss being at church with you. Congratulations to those of you that are finishing school this week and about to move on to the next big grade level. We'll be able to celebrate with you in person soon, I hope. I hope you're staying healthy and reading and talking with your families and just having fun. And before you know it, we'll all be back together. Stay safe.
Hey guys, I really miss you during the summer. Hope you're having a good summer vacation, and hopefully church will start here pretty soon. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys and having fun and learning a lot. Take care.
Hi everyone, hope you guys are having an amazing day and an amazing summer. Hope you guys are having so much fun spending all this time with your family. I hope to see each and every one of you very, 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 very soon.
Whoa, hey Kidstown kids! You guys are humongous! Oh yeah, wait, I gotta take this off. Ah, there you are. Now you look normal. Have you ever played with a pair of binoculars before? These things are so cool. You could be looking out at a hillside and you could be like, I wonder what that little spot is. And then you can put your binoculars on and go, whoa, it's a bear. We need to get out of here. Or you could be looking out at the sea and see a ship out there and you could see what color it is and what kind of vessel it is. Or if you're at a concert or a game and you want to see a play better, put your binoculars on. You can see them swing the bat. They're so cool. This whole month we have a new theme. The theme is focus, and we're talking about faith. Look at all the stuff we have up here. We use all kinds of things to help us see better. Any of you guys have to wear glasses? Yeah? That's important. But we also have things like this. It's called a transit. It's something that people use when they're building a road so they can look way down and make the road go straight. We have our camera. There's microscopes. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten to use a microscope in lab or even a magnifying glass. There's all kinds of cool things that we can use to help us have a better focus when we really want to see what something's like. And so this month, we're going to be talking about faith and focus. Let's look at our Life app. This is how we're going to be describing faith. Dun, da, da, da. Faith is trusting in what you can't see because of what you can see. Wow, how do we do that? Well, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in stars? You probably do. When you look up in the sky, you see all those little white spots up there, and you know they're stars. But have you ever actually jetpacked up there in a rocket to actually see a real star up close and personal with your own eyeballs? Probably not. See, we know that stars are stars because we've heard about it from other people who've looked through big telescopes and seen them, and we read about them in our science books. We also read about them in the Bible, but we've never actually seen them with our own eyes. What about germs? Do you believe in germs? Well, especially right now, that's all the subject matter is about a virus, right? Things that you can't see with what they call the naked eye. That sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? It's okay though. It's about your eye. Your naked eye means your eyes without anything added to them. We can't see the coronavirus with our naked eye. We have to have a microscope and look through a microscope to see it because it's so small. But we know it's there and we believe it because we see what it's doing to people. We see the results of it. And so faith is kind of like that. Because of what we can see, it gives us the ability to trust in what we can't see. And this whole month, we're going to be taking a closer look at faith. See what I did right there? Okay, let's start out with a game. Are you guys ready for this game? Okay, we're going to play a game today, and it's called Microscope, Telescope, or Eyes. So this is how our game's going to work. I'm going to show you a slide. It's going to be blurry, so you can't really tell what it is. And you have to guess, while you're looking at that, you've got 5 seconds. You have to guess, is that something that I need a microscope, a telescope, or just my eyes to see what it is? And everybody in the room has to decide during that 5 seconds. So if you think microscope, you're going to lean down like this. If you think telescope, you're going to give us an up in the sky telescope. And if you think it's just your eyes, point your peepers. Okay? And then I'll tell you the answer after 5 seconds. And we'll see who has the best focus for today. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see what it is. It says amoeba. You need a microscope to see that. So if you said microscope, you have 1 point. All right, let's try the next one. Ready? Ooh, that looks interesting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is a planet. You know what you need for that? A telescope. So if you did telescope, point for you. All right, let's look at our next one. Here we go. Wow, that's a whole lot of who knows what that is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Da-da-da. Blood platelets. Who knew? You need a microscope if you want to look at the details of blood. Okay, let's try another one. All right, wow. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Pancakes. Yum! I'm feeling hungry already. I can see those plainly with my eyes. Okay, how's everybody doing? We have one more. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, it's a plate, and it's empty. You can definitely see those with your eyes. I think somebody ate the pancakes. What do you guys think? How did you guys do? Do we have a winner? You guys work it out amongst yourselves, but thank you for playing microscope, telescope, eyes with me. Right now, we're going to have a time of worship. Everybody get up on your feet, spread out. We're getting ready to walk by faith. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Woo-hoo! Swing your arms around.
I can't hold the world in my hands, but I believe in the one who can. I don't know what the future will bring, but I believe you have a plan for me. And even when I can't see, you know that I still believe it, 'cause I know everything you say is true. I know I can always trust in your never-ending love, that you're always gonna see me through.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna walk by faith, no matter what comes my way, and stand on your promises. You are faithful and true every day, so I will walk by faith.
All right, get your knees up. Let's do it.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh.
Woo-hoo!
I can't hold the world in my hands, but I believe in the one who can. I don't know what the future will bring, but I believe you have a plan for me. And even when I can't see, you know that
walking.
I'm gonna walk by faith no matter what comes my way and stand on your promises. You are faithful and true every day, so I will walk by faith.
Oh yeah.
Every step I take, every single day,
Go around.
I'm gonna walk by faith. I'm gonna walk by faith. Every move I make, I will not be afraid. I'm gonna walk by faith. I'm gonna walk by faith.
Oh yeah. Woo! Keep it going.
I'm gonna walk by faith no matter what comes my way and stand on your promises. You are faithful and true every day, so I will walk by faith.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna walk
Keep
by
it going.
faith no matter what comes my way and stand on your promises. You are faithful and true every day, so I will walk by faith.
Oh yeah. Woo! To get some exercise? Hey, I have a new song I want to teach you today. It's called Focus, and we're just going to watch the worship video together. Are you ready?
This is my faith, this is my focus. All of my days, I know where my hope is. I'll live it loud, I'll shout the chorus, because I know, oh, you're always for us. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And keep on looking to you for where I'm going, knowing you go there too. I'll keep on looking to you. I fix my eyes on you. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. I fix my eyes on you. This is my faith, this is my focus. All of my days, I know where my hope is. I'll live it loud, I'll shout the chorus, because I know, oh, you're always for us. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And even when it's hard for me to see, I will trust in you, I will believe. And keep on looking to you for where I'm going, knowing you go there too. I'll keep on looking to you. I'll fix my eyes on you. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. You are my only focus. I fix my eyes on you, oh yeah. Woo! You ready? Come on, let's go. Hands in the air, hands in the air. I know you're there, I know you're there. Anywhere, oh. Anywhere. I fix my eyes on you, you. Hands in the air, hands in the air. I know you're there, I know you're there. Anywhere. I fix my eyes on you. And keep on looking to you for where I'm going. No, you go there too. I'll keep on looking to you. I'll fix my eyes on you. You are my only, you are my only focus. You are my only focus. I fix my eyes on you.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Hebrews, chapters 11 and 12.
When we talk about faith, and we talk about believing what we can't see because of what we can see, it seems difficult to do that. But one of the ways we can do that is by looking at Scripture. In the Bible, we have a lot of stories about people who put their faith in God. Most of the time, He required that He put their faith in Him first before He showed them the rest of the story. That's kind of how God works. And so today we're just going to take some time and camp out in a chapter called Hebrews. Hebrews is in the New Testament, but it's sometimes called the Faith Hall of Fame because the writer of Hebrews takes us back through all the leaders in Bible history and shows us how because of their faith, they came to know God and things were given to them that God promised. So let's start with Abraham. You guys remember Abraham? Well, you know, when God first talked to Abraham, it was a little blurry what God was asking him to do. First of all, He wanted him to leave his home country and go to a country he'd never seen before and meet people he'd never met before and leave everything that was comfortable to him. And the other thing He told him was, I'm going to start a great nation with you. Well, that sounded amazing. Only thing is, Abraham was really old already and he'd never had any kids. So when God first said those things to him, I'm sure he had a lot of questions. But you know what Abraham did? He chose faith. And because he chose faith, we know what happened. He came into the promised land and he had children. He had Isaac, who gave birth to a son named Jacob, who we heard about earlier this year, who gave birth to a son named Joseph. We know about Joseph. And so because of his faith, he was able to see God's fulfillment of His promise. Let's talk about another guy. Like, you guys have heard of Moses, right? Remember how Moses was just minding his own business, tending sheep, and God appears to him in a burning bush? And He tells him He wants him to do something that sounds impossible. Go back to Egypt, stand before the Pharaoh, and tell him, hey, my God said you should just let all your slaves go. Everything that you're doing to build your kingdom, throw it out because I am said so. Wow, talk about a blurry assignment. Moses thought, he's not going to listen to me, and I'm not a good talker. But you know what Moses did? He chose faith. He chose to put his trust in God, and he went back. And because of it, he saw amazing things. Hello? Remember all the plagues of Egypt and people walking across the Red Sea because God parted the waters? He got to experience those things because he chose faith. He put his trust in God because of the things he could see. He trusted God for the things he couldn't see. There's another guy. His name was David. Remember David? David's anointed to be the next king. He's thinking, yeah, let's get this party started. But what happens to him? He spends the next several years running and hiding in caves because the current king wants to kill him. That's really blurry. But David chose to trust God. He didn't take matters into his own hands. Even when he had a chance to kill Saul, he didn't do it. He chose faith. And because of it, one day he became a great king, one of the greatest kings that's ever lived, King David. And it didn't just stop there. Hebrews goes on and it lists lots of people. In fact, it gets to the point where it can't list them all. So they just say there was a lot of other people, and it describes lots of different circumstances they had. And it says all of them were given a good reputation because of their faith. Let's look at our passage in Hebrews 11. It's verse 39 and verse 40. And it says, all these people earned a good reputation because of their faith. Yet none of them received all that God had promised. For God had something better in mind for us, so that they would not reach perfection without us. What was that something better? Well, All the prophets knew that someone was going to come someday and be the rescuer of God's people. And that person was Jesus. Even though it was blurry who it was going to be and how it was going to happen, they chose to trust God and they had faith. And one day, it did happen. And Jesus came. And he lived a perfect life. But then, his early believers, they had to face a faith challenge because he died on a cross. Wow, I bet those 3 days looked really blurry for his believers. But what did he do? He rose from the dead. And the people who lived and saw that were so excited. They were getting to see the thing that God had promised all of those people, but yet none of them had seen yet. And so we live on this side of that story. And we get to have faith in Jesus. And we can trust him during times like this. And you know what? There's things that Jesus said to us that sometimes they seem blurry too. But you know what? We know from experience that we can trust, that we can choose faith. Because faith is something we can choose based on what we've seen before. We've seen God working around us. We've seen how he's taken care of us. Do you know Jesus? In a minute we're going to pray. And I want you to think about that. Think about what I just said. First though, let's look at our bottom line for today. Our bottom line says, you can know Jesus even though you've never seen him. Did you know that? Did you know that you can know Jesus? That's our bottom line for today. So as we go to time to pray, I want you to think about asking Jesus to come into your heart. Are you ready? Let's start with our snap, snap, clap, and bow our heads. Lord, thank you so much for these stories that you've given us in your word so that we can see how other people lived by faith. And God, we want to know you more and more. Give us more faith. And for my friends who've never asked you to come into their heart and be the Lord of their lives today, I pray that you would give them the courage to pray and ask you so that they can start this faith journey holding your hand. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. So, as you can see, sometimes our lives can look really blurry, like right now. Some of you may be wondering, where is God in all of this? And you might have a lot of questions about what's going on in our world. But remember, even when it looks blurry, we can have faith and we can trust in the things we can't see with our eyes because of the things we can see. We can see the love of God in people around us, doing things to help each other. We can see his beautiful creation. We can see how he's provided for us all this time in our life. And because of that, and because of what we can read in the scriptures, we can have faith to face the things that we don't know are coming. So I want you to be encouraged today. And I want you to practice your faith muscle and practice having that focus on God and his word and faith in him, and all the other things will lose their importance. There's an old hymn that I grew up singing that said, "Turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in his wonderful face, and all the things of earth will grow strangely dim compared to the light of his glory and grace." Have a great week practicing faith, and I'll see you back here next week.